Are y'all ready to learn something? I'm about to open your mind up to infinite opportunities. Hi, my name is Stephen A. Williams with Making Money with Stephen A. Williams here on YouTube. It's a great day. I got my coffee ready. I got my, what do they call this? Digital pen. Got my digital pen ready. I got the lesson all drawn out for you. I'm going to show you how to make your dreams come true. If you've ever had a problem moving towards success, making more money, making your life better, I'm going to show you, I'm going to detail you where the problem is so you can get over those hurdles. And this video is right before the new year, 2025. So what I want you to do, my goal for you, and I hope it might be for you too, a lot of people start looking towards the new year to make the goals happen. I'm one of these people that's like, no, I don't need to have a new year happen. I want to start working on stuff right now. So I'm going to take a quick drink. Let me tell you something before I get started. Over the last, I would say like the last 4 to 5 months, maybe 6 months, been developing an AI tool that I wanted to put together based off of a service that one of my companies provides, but it's very labor intensive, and the volume of people who want to have the service, you just can't hire enough people to do it. It just doesn't make sense. So I created an AI tool, and we just launched that AI tool last week. It is doing very, very good. Now, when I was like, when I put together my marketing plan, I was like, I'm gonna make like $1,000 a day with it. And I was like, and then I looked at the numbers and I looked at my other business. I was like, why would I limit myself to $1,000 a day? And then I said, no, $10,000 a day. And then something crazy happened to where another company who has individuals who are in that business that I solved that problem for, and they had 17,000 individuals that would be willing to refer clients to that application as long as they can earn a little revenue. And I was doing some numbers, and I was like, $10,000 a day? No, we're talking about $100,000 a day, upwards of $200,000 a day in revenue for that business. Solely because I did exactly what I'm about to show you right here. Because all things are possible. You've heard that before, especially if you're religious. All things are possible. There is nothing new under the sun. So if all things are possible, there's nothing new under the sun, that means that nothing new is created. It's just brought into form, because everything starts from energy. So now that's where we're going to start at first. And let me get my pen here ready. So, which color we want to use today? Which color? Rainbow, or let's use the blue. Blue is my favorite color. So now, what I want you to understand is that everything that we have, this screen here, my boardroom table that's right here, this coffee cup, digital pen, paper, all of the stuff it's energy. If you were to look on a microscope, it's energy, and then it's formed into what was created in the mind. That's what it is, and that's what it always will be. So even though it's still energy, but the way that we have it, because it's everything, the picture is formed. This is what it is. This is what it feels like. That energy turned into, from the creation of that individual or whoever created it, is the paper. The energy from that person's mind was the digital pen, or the ring right here, or this suit jacket, this sport coat jacket, or this shirt, or this table, this screen here, all of these things. And if you think about it, there was a time that this was not in existence, right? There was a time that this wasn't in existence, where you can write on the screen. Everybody did chalkboards. There was a time that paper wasn't in existence. There was a time that the cups like this was not in existence. But there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. That means that everything is already here. It just has to be formed. That's what you got to get from this lesson. Everything is already here, but it has to be formed. It has to go through this process. So now let's go through the process. I want you to be thinking. Get your pen and paper out. Also, like this video right away so we can get more people to get exposed to this good information. Immediately like this video. So now, get your pen and paper out, get your pen and pencil, whatever, your pencil and paper out, whatever. Get it out because you're going to want to, I want you to use your utility of your brain. You're using one side to watch me. You're using a side to hear me with your ears. But I want you to use that utility side, because utility side is going to be something that you got to utilize. Like I wrote on this board, that's using another side of your brain, and that's the action part of your brain. Because people watch so many videos and just study so much, they never utilize the action part of their brain. They know a lot of stuff, but they don't utilize it. So now, if nothing new under the sun, everything is energy, everything is already here, it just needs to be formed. I have this concept that I came up with, and it's called the room. Inside of this room is unformed energy. Everything is in this room. And as a matter of fact, when we go to sleep, every night, I would say deep, when you go into a deep sleep, we all go into this room. Let me give you an example. Have you ever had a dream and you did something in that dream and you know you could not do it? Like one, jump off a building. You know you're not going to jump off a building, but you jumped off a building in your dream. Or you did something. One time I had a dream that I was I don't know, I had some type of fancy sports car, and then I woke up and I was like, I don't have that car. Everything is in that room. Unformed energy. But when you go to sleep in a deep sleep, you take away everything that I'm going to go over right here. So that when you're in there, it seems like it's real. Reason why it seems like it's real is because that's where everything comes from. So if you want to, travel all over the world in your dream, you're traveling all over the world, or you're with someone that you dream of being with. You're with that person. But how can all of that stuff be happening, and then you wake up and you're like, how could I be dreaming like that? And then you wake up to your life and it's like this. But understanding that everything, even though that was a dream, that everything that you want in your life is right here in that room. And you just have to understand how to get that room to work for you. So now, if everything is in the room, when people have something that they want to go for in their life, this is what happens. You start to get out of that room, because remember, you want to make more money. You want to get rich. And so let's just imagine this, like we're about to open the door in that room. We're about to go out of that room. Guess what hits you? The R's. R plus R plus R. This is what hits you. Reality, realistic, and resistance. Tell me that's not true. Reality, realistic, resistance. You start thinking about reality. What I want, though, it ain't even in the picture of what I'm living right now. Like, let me give you an example. When my wife and I started our first business in 1990, in a one-bedroom studio apartment, and we have all of these big dreams of making this weekly advertising publication, a lot of people thought, y'all ain't looking at reality. And then we had no money. We literally had no money. We had to save money to even get the computer. And in 1990, computers were like $2,500 to $3,000, and then we had to get the software. So is it realistic? And then the resistance, the inner resistance, because you don't have all of this stuff, There's inner resistance, and I'm going to show you where all that stuff comes from. Pay attention to me, and you need to write this down. As a matter of fact, like this video right now, and you're going to need to watch this video at least 21 times. I'm telling you right now, you need to watch this video 21 times. Let me tell you, this is why you got to watch this video 21 times. Is because for a habit to form, I'm also a certified hypnotherapist. For a habit to form, you have to do it 21 times. On the 22nd time, somewhere in between, they say 17 to 21. I'm here to tell you it's 21 times. You do anything 21 times, it's going to happen for you. So this is what happens though. You hit the 3 R's, but then what? Reality, realistic, resistance, there's stories that are built on that. It is not just the 3 R's, there's a story built on it. And your whole life is stories. Our whole life is stories. Like I just told you the story. We didn't have any money. We living in a 1-bedroom studio. Everything is built on a story. Where do those stories come from? Environmental, capabilities, behaviorals, your values and beliefs, your identity beliefs, your spiritual or religious beliefs. All of the stories that build up these 3 R's exist within here. It is more powerful on some people on different levels. And it actually works up. So, you can accomplish anything if you accomplish this one, because everything else flows down. So if you get your spiritual or your religious beliefs in line with what you want, all of this stuff will be corrected. If you correct your environmental beliefs, but you don't fix your capabilities, your behaviors, your values, identity, and spiritual, it's not going to work for you. Now, I'm not talking about you got to be a better religious person or a better spiritual person. What I'm saying is that if there's some issues with what you're trying to go for in life, with all of these on each level, who you want to become, do, have, etc., whatever it is, you have to deal with this. And the way to deal with this is you need to deal with it and do what you need to think, feel, and express outwardly on each one of these levels. So if you live in a bad environment, you got to get out of that bad environment. If you don't think that you're capable of doing what you dreamed about, you need to do something that's going to fix that problem. There's 2 ways to fix it. You either learn it, or you pay somebody to do it. And this is one of the things that I learned in business. And I told my niece this also. She's a very, she's going to be the #1 soccer player in the United States probably in another couple of years. She's in college right now, freshman. I told her this because she told me some things that she wanted, some goals that she wanted. But she was like, how? I don't know how this, I don't know how that. And I said, if you became what you had in your mind for your goal, would it matter how you got there? Because you want to get to the end result. So you got to deal with what's going to get you out of that environment that is stopping you from becoming who you want to be. You got to deal with it. Capabilities, you got to deal with it. You either learn to do it or you pay somebody to do it that is capable of doing it. So instead of sitting there trying to figure out, how can I do it? Like with my AI company, I did not learn how to do AI. I hired an excellent group of people. I interviewed 2 companies. One company said this way, one company said this way. I chose the company that I had formed right here. I said I wanted to be this way. One company said it can't be that way, Steve. Other companies said, yes, it can be that way, Steve. And we'll even show you an example to demonstrate it. Guess which company I went with? I went with that company. That company is what I had formed right here. And it is in existence right now. So you deal with capabilities, behaviors. What are you doing on a daily basis that is stopping you from becoming who you want to be, you got to deal with it. Are you drinking, going to the club, or you whatever you're doing, watching too much TV, whatever, you got to stop it if you want to be this. If you don't, then stay where you're at. Next, your values. What do you value? You got to know what you value. I know if there was a time that I was like, I value the money, all of this. No, I value what I could utilize money for myself, my family, the comfort, the vacations, the things that I want to have, to be able to help and build in my community. That's what I value. So what are your values? A lot of people, when you don't have money, all you do is really value trying to get money when it's not about that. And I know it's easy for me to say that because I have the money, but I know when I look back in the past at how I got to get to a lot of money, to making money, is that I was always trying to do something for other people. If it was businesses, trying to see how I could help build their business because I know I would benefit in the end. But my focus was on them. My focus was on my family. I do things because I want my family to be comfortable. I want my grandchildren to be comfortable. I want my grandchildren's grandchildren to be comfortable. Identity. Who do you identify as? Who are you? A lot of people can't answer this question. A lot of people can't answer this question. And as a matter of fact, one of the biggest problems that people will have is that anything that breaks your identity, this is how you can figure out your identity. Whenever someone says something that makes you mad, that's who you are to yourself. Because they don't think that way. Like, they wouldn't say it if they're going to get you mad. Trust me, a lot of people don't want to. Some people will, but most people don't want to say something that's going to get you all mad and teed off and all of that. When you get mad, that's who you identify with deep down inside. So if someone says, well, I don't know if you're working hard, it don't look like it to me, and you get mad because you think you're working hard, no. See, that's it right there. You identify as a person who's working hard, but on the outside, people looking at you and they're like, you're not working hard. Let me take a drink of my coffee. Spiritual and religious beliefs. I had a belief at one time. My mom, she took us to Sunday school, a lot of stuff, and we used to hear stuff about rich people. You don't want to be rich. This is way before the prosperity stuff came out. Rich, you don't want to be, rich people, the eye of a needle, all of that BS stuff. Even though I didn't take it that way, I know later in life I did take it a certain way and I had to overcome it. Imagine this, you're in your family, you all start off with the same everything. And I'm talking about my entire family. And then I'm the one who ends up becoming a multi-millionaire. I had thoughts, why did I deserve it and they didn't deserve it? Why did I deserve it and didn't? Without even thinking, I did the work. I went into the room, I did this, I did that, and I knew who I wanted to, and I'm going to show you the end part is where it all comes together. But I did all of the work. And the day that I said to myself, I deserve everything that I get plus more, was when I overcame spiritual and religious beliefs. Because I have what I have because I worked and put it in and formed it into my life. And regardless if you're religious, spiritual, whatever it is, you know that is the top level thinking of what they teach. And when you boil it all down, doesn't it come from thought and then the thoughts into the action? So now that we dealt with everything, what's the next thing we got to do? So step one is we need to deal with and what we deal with, do, think, and feel for all of this. How would this person think about all of these levels? And then we go to number 2. So we got step 1, step 2. Step 2 is very easy. You see this? You see this? F this. Remember I said it doesn't matter how, if you got to where you want to be, doesn't matter how. So I'm just telling you right now, step 2, F this. Don't pay attention to that. Right now, with what I have, I'm in this bank building that I purchased. Do you think anyone in my family, and do you think the old Stephen A. Williams would have thought it would have been reality, realistic, and it would have brought up a whole bunch of resistance because I paid for this whole building here? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter how. So you might as well just put an X right there. It does not matter. I'm going to say it again. Like this video. Say it after me. It does not matter. Reality, realistic, resistance does not matter. Look at all the things that we got right now. Hell, the internet, at one point, nobody thought that that could even be reality. Computers, nobody thought that that could be. Cell phone, you're talking on a phone without a cord. Stop thinking that everything has to be attached to reality. Realistic. Because all that does is bring up internal resistance. Everything is possible. All things are possible. There is nothing new under the sun. Number 3, you got to get a clear vision of what you want. Everything that I wanted, I got a clear vision of it, and I got it. This building here on this street, before I got it, I drove on the way to my other office building that I had my office in. I would come here. I drove here to this street. My office building is about five minutes away going the other direction. I came here. I drove here and I did a U-turn right over there. I came to this office building every day, loop. And that was before the bank even said yes to the deal. Because my wife and I, we didn't want to pay what they wanted to sell the building for. So, but in my mind, I didn't get all how are we going to get them to take $400,000 less. The bank got all the money, so they don't care about money. They're gonna just keep it at that price. It didn't matter. It didn't matter that it wasn't realistic. It didn't matter that it wasn't real, and we got rid of the resistance. Like this video immediately. Like this video immediately. So I drove here every day, did a U-turn over there, and that was before they even accepted it. I was already had it in my mind forming right here. This is mine. This is mine. What does a person do? He comes to this office and he drives right there and does a U-turn. When I got the building, everything was done, remodeled and everything. Guess what I did? I drove here and I did a U-turn over there and went right into the parking lot, into my parking spot that I got up front. One reserved for me, one reserved for my wife. Nothing is new under the sun. All things are possible. Repeat it after me. The only difference is that you got to get a clear vision of what you want. When you get a clear vision of what you want, it's going to happen for you. Who you want to become, do, have, etc. Whatever that is, you need to deal with everything on this level. Be honest. Forget this. Clear vision. You always go in the room. The room doesn't go away. You always go in the room. You always, no matter what, you come up with a new idea, you go in the room. You go, because the room is forming it, and then you take it outside of the room. You carry it outside of the room, and you skip this, and you just go right here. With my new idea, how do I need to be thinking on all of these levels? So if whatever it is, that's what you got to take care of right there. And then you come right back here and you get more of a clear vision. So all you're doing is really running a loop. Clear vision. Clear vision. Clear vision. Clear vision. And then stuff gets formed. And then people start to say, well, damn, you were smart. I knew you were smart. I knew that you were special. What did you do? What did you do? All right. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams with Making Money with Stephen.